Okay, we're going to continue with the multiplication of polynomials. In this case, we're going to work with more than one letter, so we're going to have to learn a little bit about how to operate when we're dealing with several letters. Okay, the process is the same. You multiply using distributive property. So in this case, I will multiply 3x, okay, with 2x and minus 5y. Okay, so 3x times 2x will be 3 times 2 6, and x times x will be x squared. So the answer will be 6x squared. Now 3x times negative 5y will be negative 15xy. We're always going to put the letters in alphabetical order. Like, you're not going to put yx. No, you're going to put xy. Always in alphabetical order. Okay. Now we have no more numbers to multiply with, so instead of 3x, now we're going to work with 4y, and we're still going to work with 2x and with negative 5y. Okay, so those are the ones we're going to multiply. So 4y times 2x, 4 times 2 will be positive 8, and letter y times letter x is just placing them together. Remember, we're not going to put yx, even though it kind of looks like the order we're using in the multiplication, but we are always going to put them in alphabetical order. Okay, now we're going to multiply the last one. Okay, 4 times negative 5, okay, and the y times the other y. So 4 times negative 5 will be negative 20, and y times y will be y squared. So I'm going to put y squared in here. Now, once I have this, I'm going to try to simplify anything that repeats, any like term that I can find. This one is a term that has letter x and letter y, and this one is also a term that has letter x and letter y. So these two are like terms, so I'm going to simplify them. So I'm going to copy 6x squared because there's no one to work with it. And I'm going to simplify minus 15 plus 8. Minus 15 plus 8 will be negative 7. And I'm going to copy the type is x, y. Okay. And I'm going to copy minus 20 y squared because I don't have any one to work with. Okay. Now, how am I going to organize this? I'm going to organize them in following the alphabetical order. Like, the x's are going to come first, so this one has an x, so it has to be first. This one also has an x, so it's gonna be first too. But because it has also letter y, I'm not going to put it at the beginning. The one that is a pure x, I'm going to put it at the beginning. Then I'm going to have the x's that are a little bit mixed, and then I'm going to continue with the next letter. This is kind of like how we're going to work with it in the class. Okay. Technically, it doesn't matter in which order you put the answers. Like if you're working on a notebook or something. But when you're working with online quizzes, usually they tell you in which order you have to put the answer. Otherwise, it will be wrong. So try always to follow the instructions of the quiz. Okay. So let's go with another example of multiplication. Okay, in this case I have more than one letter. I have 2 letters on one and I have another letter on the other one. So let's try to work with this thing. Okay, so the same way, distributive property. I'm going to multiply the 3xz with the 2 terms of the other parentheses. Okay, so 3 times 2 will be 6. X times x will be x squared, right? And the letter z, I'm going to copy it. Okay, so that will be the answer for 3xz times 2x. Now 3xz times negative 5y. So 3 times negative 5 will be negative 15. Xz times y, because they are different letters, I just need to copy them. They are technically not multiplying because you cannot multiply different letters. You just put them like together, and it's a pending operation, right? So I'm not gonna put X, Z, Y, even though it's kind of like the order you see. That's not what you're gonna put. You're gonna put them in alphabetical order. So it's X first, then Y, and then Z. That's the alphabetical order. Okay. Now I finished already with this 2, so I have no one else to multiply with. So I'm gonna continue with 4xy. Okay, and from the beginning again with this 2. So 4xy times 2x. 4 times 2 will be positive 8. X times x will be x squared. I'm gonna copy it from here. Okay, 8x squared. And the letter y, I'm just gonna copy it. Now 4xy times negative 5y. So 4 times negative 5 will be negative 20. X, I just copy it, and y times letter y will be y squared, right? So I'm gonna put y squared. Okay. Now, how am I gonna organize this? This will be the answer, and that's it. But in an online quiz, usually I'm gonna ask you to organize these things following alphabetical order and following the exponents. So I have an x squared in here, which will be kind of like the first thing that I'm gonna put. But I also have another x squared in here. I have an x in here and I have an x in here. So which one should go first? I'm gonna follow the alphabetical order of the next letter because they're all x's. I know the x squared is gonna go first, so it's either 8 or 6. The next letter is gonna tell me which one goes first, because the next letter in here is z, and the next letter in here is y, and y goes before letter z. I'm gonna put this one first, so this will be the first one, and then I'm gonna put this one, okay, because I have letter y first and then letter z. The x squared will be like what I have to put first. Then this one is x, y, z, and this one is just x, y. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one first. But do you see that this kind of like, this one has y, but this one has z? Like, I should try putting this one before, right? Like only xy, then xy squared, yes, and then next to z, yeah. But the x squared is kind of like the priority here, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, the x squared will be first, then normal x's. Okay, normal x with the y squared, and then normal x with the y and z. That will be kind of like the order I'm gonna use. Yeah, I know it's kind of confusing. You're gonna get used to it eventually, but that's the way it's gonna be requested on this. Okay. In case you might have different positions, depending on the quiz, you might still have the answer correct. So you don't need to worry about it that much.